All right, what's up? I'm Nick from Dovecage. Play lead guitar.
Kiara from Dovecage, lead vocals.
I'm Zach. I play the drums.
Tim, I play bass.
And we're Dovecage, and you're with New Rock City.
Hey YouTube, welcome back to New Rock City, the show that brings you in-depth interviews with the greatest emerging bands. I'm your host, Stephen Moss, and it's been a little while since my last video, and I'm going to be making some extra videos to catch you guys up, because New Rock City has had an amazing summer. Last July, I went to England and had my very first international festival. Also just got back from Vegas. Was at the When We Were Young festival. So I'm going to do some videos of that. Another really exciting thing is 2023 is going to be a great year for New Rock City. I will have 2 festivals in England. This summer, starting in July on the 28th and 29th, I'll be at a venue called the Live Rooms in Chester, England. And also August 11th through the 13th, I'll be back in London at the Blackheart. And another good, exciting thing I wanted to let everyone know about is my very first US show is going to be taking place in Charlotte, December 10th, at a venue called Tommy's Pub. And headlining that show will be tonight's musical guest, Dovecage. So guys, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us.
So I'm going to get right into the questions. And I want to start off by letting people getting to know you. So I know, Kiara, you're the newest member. So I kind of have like a 2-part question. And that is, how did the band start and how did the lineup come together?
Band started would be a good question for.
You want me to start it?
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, to anybody not familiar with Charlotte, Charlotte has a giant music scene, and there's a lot of local bands. So I can speak for myself, and I know the rest of us. We've all been playing in bands for a very long time, and you know, if you're in this a couple of years, you start to get to know musicians. So actually, it was Zach, Tim, and I played the band before this. That the lead singer left that band, and we're like, you know what? We still like playing with each other. We put like 2 years into practice into it, and we're like, you know what? Let's go. Let's keep going. So started a new band. We got a female lead singer, and through trial and error, we've grown and grown, and we got Kiara, and we have a pretty stellar lineup now, I'll say. So
yeah, how'd you get to be a part of this, Kiara?
So this is not. This is my first band. I have a degree in musical theater, so I kind of thought that's where my life was headed, more Broadway, if you will. And then I found these guys back in June through another guitar player, and I came in and they all kind of just took me under their wing, and then they were like, let's do it, and I was like, let's do it, and here we are.
she's not allowed.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm hostage. Help.
Very nice. I actually heard that you guys had songs written before you had a band name. So what was the process of actually picking a name like for you guys?
So sporadic. We have this giant chalkboard you can't see, but right out of frame, we put all our set list up, all our songs, and we had this big list of songs, and we just started writing stupid things. And the most random things we could have. I mean, one of our songs, Vespertine, was almost our name, and it was our first singer. She's like, Dovecage. We're all like, what? But we ran with it.
It's such a weird name too, man. We get this all the time. Everyone's like, that name's so weird or dumb, or some people hate it. And I'm like, you know what? You know what's a bad name? The Beatles. And they're like, what? And I'm like, but it's the Beatles. The band makes the name.
Exactly. Actually, there's an interview I saw with Jonathan Davis from Korn, and he goes, that name is so stupid. But kind of like what you said, he kind of reiterated what you just mentioned, and that it's the band and their music that kind of makes the name what it is.
Yeah, there's just a lot of terrible name bands, but their music's amazing. So.
Yeah. So another thing when I was researching your band for this interview that I thought was very interesting, I heard that your old singer still writes for you guys sometimes. Is that correct?
She helped.
I just nixed that.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's not true.
Yeah, I gave her the boot on that
She
one.
helped.
Okay.
But no, I actually have been writing a lot of our lyrics as of recent. So we got some new songs coming out.
She told me she was too busy and too much with school, and I said, you can't prioritize. I guess you don't really have, time for it. So whatever.
Gotcha.
But that's kind of the thing as musicians too. You know, you don't know a skill, you have to learn it. You learn it, right? So like
There you go.
like 6 months ago, there's no way I was writing lyrics, and now I'm actually pretty proud of what we got coming out. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just crap talking too. It's just no, everybody's still on good terms. It's fine.
That's cool. Nick, I had a question. One thing that I read as well, it said when you write, you try to think of things in the female perspective for your singer, and I don't think I've ever met anyone that writes for other people like that, like in another perspective.
Yeah.
That seems very challenging. What's that like for you?
I love it. I absolutely love it. It actually it makes it honestly easier than if you're writing for yourself, because if you're writing for yourself, you're too nervous as to what you're going to look like. Like, thank God I'm not the singer, you know? I don't care what it looks like. So the idea, but in all seriousness, what I'm trying to do is make a really cool persona for Kiara, right? So when she's on stage, the lyrics tell a story of kind of who she is, not how she actually is. That'd be horrible, but we start to get that really cool lead singer vibe, and it's, I mean, we just wrote a song that'll be coming out, and I originally wrote it from a guy's perspective, and then I just took it and I flipped all the syllables in it, and I made it a female perspective, and it worked way better.
Wow, that's really cool.
He likes to write.
He's lying, man. He puts on a wig and just dances.
He's
gotta get in it.
That's right. You got to get into character.
He likes to write me as an angsty teen, is what he said, like a just an angry teenager.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's literally what we're trying to do, is make her like the angstiest.
And I tell them about all my boy problems, so I'm sure he runs. He's
she
like,
thinks I'm her therapist. Bobby writing that down in lyrics, right?
Exactly. No client privilege, thing here.
It does not exist.
Exactly. So you guys, your first EP dropped on April 1st, 2022, and it's called Blush.
Yeah.
Recording your first EP had to be a really incredible feeling. What was that process like for you guys?
The funniest thing is a lot of the instrument parts were recorded on the computer we're zooming on right now. So
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, DIY.
So it was a lot of fun learning how to do that process, making it sound good. I have Logic, and they would send me like even GarageBand MP3 files, and I would compile it, and we sent it to a good friend of ours to mix it, and he did a really great job.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Jack from Late Post.
Jack
like
McKeever.
he absolutely.
That's really awesome.
But it was really DIY. So
A little rough. But we got it.
We want to go back and redo it, but we're not sure. I mean, it's already been out for a while, but that one, the toughest thing I think for us was picking the songs, because we have more songs than are on there, and we have songs that we haven't put on anything yet, and then we won't, because they're only for live show.
And so how did you pick the songs? What was that like?
I think we each were like, all right, I want this one. I feel really heavy about this. Let's do that.
Yeah.
Of course, we couldn't get away from Blush, being that was the title of the EP. But I mean, everything else, it was who felt what about what.
What kills me is being that first EP. I wanted to make sure everything was perfect, and what I ended up doing is there's solos I play in the songs live that if you come see us live, you'll see and be like, whoa, that's not in the recording. And it kills me that I didn't put more leads in it. But overall, it's just spot on what he said. We just all felt really good about certain songs, and we played them live enough. We're like, these are the songs that are going to pull over. So
that's why with this next one, we've taken our time on it. And a lot of people are like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? When's it coming out? And we're like,
it's ready.
Listen, every day we go back and I'm like, there's something here. We could put something else in. I mean, eventually we're going to cut it off, but no, we really put a lot of time into this one, and I'm not dogging anybody, but we've heard a lot of the stuff in the Charlotte area, and this is not like anything we've heard.
Oh, wow.
What's coming out is really good.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Very cool. You guys are a very young band, and you each have distinctive styles. What steps do you guys take as a band to create a unique sound?
Time and patience. Honestly. That's the thing, though. Like,
we got to fit Kiara's low tone.
All right.
Yeah.
But I have the voice of a man, and there's no there. And, the former singer, she's got a great voice. It's very high. It's up there, and I could sing male songs in their original key easily. So, they'll write something, and they're like, "How does this sound?" And I'm like, "Out of my register." That's.
And as far as it comes for a lot of the instrumental parts, I mean, the truth is, Zach, Tim, and I have been playing for years now, and something about when you play with musicians for long enough, you understand the kind of character behind it. I say music's a language, and you kind of learn people's dialect is the way of putting it.
That's deep.
So, okay, come on now. But no, seriously, like you can tell Tim has played in a lot of punk bands. You can tell Zach is exotic. And,
I don't know how to take that.
and I've played in a lot of metal bands in the past, and we really fuse it into kind of a nice hard rock sound, right? So it's definitely, you can hear, honestly, if you really took the time to psychoanalyze all our songs that are out, you can figure out who predominantly wrote each of them.
Oh, absolutely.
Because they sound like Vespertine sounds so different than Smile sounds so different than The Blush. Like, it's
Hey was like 100% me on that one.
Vespertine was my baby.
Blush was a collaboration of everybody.
Yeah.
So, Kiera, I wanted to talk about, piggyback on what we were talking about with the different styles, because you have a style that's very fascinating to me. You kind of alluded to how you are, trained in musical theater, and you also said that at one point that you love 1940s and 50s jazz.
Do I love me some Frank Sinatra, some Ella Fitzgerald.
That's awesome.
All of that, and like musicals. I've been trying to get these guys to watch Hamilton since I met them, and they're all refusing.
Well, I think it's fascinating because I live really close to Hoboken, and that's where Frank Sinatra's from. So I want to know, how does that style influence your singing, your writing? Like, how does that 1940s, 50 vibe play into Dovecage?
It's very interesting because usually when I'm just singing on my own, my style is very different from what I sing in Dovecage. So for me, I don't want to say it's playing a character, but it's definitely opening up a different side of me that I didn't really know that I had, I guess.
Okay.
This like punk angsty is really cool to kind of mess with and play with, because it's something I'm new to. Nick and I were talking the other day about, he was like, send me some songs that inspire you. And so we've been kind of working with trying to almost bring some type of jazz into punk, but just like mesh it all together so that it works really well. And maybe I'll get my musical theater moment.
When she's singing the songs that she's comfortable singing, she has a very unique style that I 100% think we can put into our music. But
that's cool.
So it's just gonna be some time writing around it, and that's kind of what we do. We love a good challenge in this band. We don't do things the easy way. We do it,
The
where it's
challenging
gonna
way.
sound good.
And again, I gotta go back to the next EP. That's like, we left a lot of talent out of the first one.
Yeah.
Just because we were just like, we gotta get something online so people can hear it. But
The next one,
this time around, it's got everybody's little flavor in there. So
that's very cool. So I'm going to jump right into your music. The first song I want to play for everybody is Vespertine. What can you guys tell us about that song?
Take it away.
Vespertine. So original lead singer. The idea was, a lot of the punk songs have a lot of mid-range guitar volume, right? When you play a lot of punk chords, if you have a higher register, it works with a male voice, but a female voice, it covers up their voice. So we needed to figure out a way for the guitar to not cover up her voice. And so the idea came around, what if we left space in between the notes? And so I started chopping up the song, and that's where you hear the da 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 da, and it gave her an opportunity to be able to fill up the space. So the guitar kind of takes a percussive role in this song, and I was really proud of being able to do that. But I love a lot of guitar, so if I'm going to play something percussive, it's still going to have a really pretty phonic sound to it, and I'm really happy with the chords that I chose to use for it. The intro guitar part, that was kind of on the spot. I had a couple different ideas, and it probably took me like 30 minutes of just sitting there with that little riff and fine-tuning, and it's an earworm. So Vespertine is definitely, it's probably one of my favorite songs to play live too.
Nice.
I did not write those lyrics, but the music I wrote, and I worked really hard to try to accompany at the time what we needed in vocals, and it transfers well for Kiara. So I'm really happy.
Very cool. So for those at home, here's Vespertine by Dovecage. Welcome back to the show, everyone. So, you guys have recently teased on social media of your first music video. Can you tell us what that was like for you guys?
So long.
You're my necker.
So
Long?
we started
Oh
at
my god.
I think 8 in the morning, and we finished around maybe 9 o'clock, 9:30.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, we went
And we
to
have another day to go.
Yeah, we have
We got another day.
this Saturday. We'll finish.
Wow.
We've got a lot of it. It tells a story. It's not one of it's not like a music video where it's just different shots of us performing. Like kind of like what we showed was enough to get the idea, but we wanted it to be something that I guess was more theatrical in a way. So I guess I got my moment after all. But yeah,
And that's the deal. Like we're talking about writing lyrics, we wanted her to come in with a bang. Like we want her to be that powerful lead. So this whole next EP is going to be centered around Kiara just being, you know, the baddest girl on the planet. So
That's
we
cool.
put the story around Kiara.
Had talked before this too especially for that recording for that music video. We were like, let's do something fun, and he was like, let's do some Foo Fighters-esque, and I was like, let's do a Blink-182 style and Foo Fighter style. So it's really fun.
It's funny.
Nice.
Why Dave Grohl wearing a wig?
Right.
Yeah.
It several times throughout that whole day, even though we were all tired, we were just dying laughing because everything that we did in there is just like goofy, fun. Like it,
That's
what's worse
awesome.
is crying laughing.
I literally was crying laughing. Yeah, it was it was a trip, but we had fun with it. It's literal, but not too literal.
So, Kiara, you had said you had not been in a band before. So, for the guys, I'm assuming you were in a band before. Did you make videos, or was this everybody's first video?
I don't know if I want to advertise that. I do have a video that I've done. It was completely home done though, and so I've
Okay,
had a similar experience, but not to this level of professional.
not to this level. I got you. But the rest of you?
Yeah, this would be my first. I've never been in a couple bands here and there, but never to any sort of professional level that were like shooting music videos.
Wow, that's really cool then. So this is a first thing for everybody. That's right on.
Aw, that's so cute.
The next song I want to play from you guys is Hey Hey Hey. What can you tell us about that song?
That I don't know how much I want to say about it.
Well, that's why I always ask, what can you tell us? That way you only go as far as you want to.
Are you familiar with the Bomb Pops?
I am, yes.
So I love Jen Pop, man. Like follow her.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram.
And all that stuff. But if you actually listen to Double Arrows Down by the Bomb Pops, it's almost identical chorus.
Okay.
We didn't realize it happened. Sorry, Jen. But it's I love the notes. I was listening to there's a relatability in another song if you ask us a question about that from that
That's
same
awesome.
band. But yeah, no, the chord progression and everything, it's different timing and all that, so it works out well. But we wanted something that was like 2 minutes or under, 2 minutes 30 seconds, fast, get energized for the crowd. We wanted all of that, and so that would be my total influence, was pushing that drive for everybody. Let's have a pop punk, like fun, fast song with easy chords and then like great chorus.
Very cool. So at the end of that song, it sounds like Kiara yells "nice." Is there a story behind that, or was that just like an impromptu?
Oh, that's the
yeah.
old singer. I'm not sure, but every single time I listen to it, at the end I do it with her.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we left it in there because we thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So there was a little story to that. All right, very cool. All right, so for those at home, here's Hey 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 by Dovecage.
Yeah, we get a little loud sometimes, put our hearts on our sleeves sometimes, find the rips in our jeans most nights, say, hey, hey, hey. Red faces hiding the lights, we're just along for the ride, you're not getting away this time, say, hey, hey,
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. So I'm going to jump in and play one last song from that EP called Smile. Can you tell us about that song?
Zach?
You want to take it or do you want me to add on to it?
I didn't write that song.
Okay. So that would have been actually a combination of the first rhythm guitars we had in this band and I.
And me.
And you.
Jesus Christ.
So, yes, you're right. You're right. So it was actually you and him took
We did the chorus.
the chorus, yeah. And then he brought it to practice and we worked together to come up with a verse. And he's cool with our using his name, right?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, so Dylan, cool.
He's in another band called Fury 58 here in
Yeah.
Charlotte.
Check them out. You can actually hear it in their band, but they're definitely like Dylan loves. You can tell he loves Guns N' Roses. You can actually hear it in the song like a ton. That's more of a rock side of it, and he brought me that song to practice. Tim had worked on it, and I wanted to keep with that style because I absolutely love that style. And so you actually hear in I'll say the bridge, it's almost a slash type arpeggios up that walks into that final breakdown and into the last chorus. And everything about that was just to be kind of a throwback rock song. Like, how much of a rock song can we write? And
Then with like the ballad vocals at the end too were pretty.
yeah,
Like it just builds up to it and then drops it.
yeah,
So.
that was actually our first single too. That was the first song that came out from Dovecage.
Very cool. All right, so for those at home, here's Smile by Dovecage.
Get dressed with a happy face. Can I be your resting place? It's in my blood to be the one to hold you. Would you believe it if I said I'm tired? The short of life and waiting with your hands out. I'm ready for you to just smile, flashing my teeth and hoping for a positive sound. Once in a while, lights up, it's time to put on a show. You can't live every day that way. When there's no one around to see you acting, is it still who you are? There's more to life than waiting with your hands out. I'm ready for you to just smile, flashing my teeth and hoping for a positive sound. Once in a while. There's more to life than waiting with your hands out. I'm ready for you to just smile, flashing my teeth and hoping for a positive sound. Once in a while, there's more to life than waiting with your hands out. I'm ready for you to just smile, flashing my teeth and hoping for a positive sound. Once in a while, once in a while, you'll see, I know you'll see, you're not happy.
All right, welcome back to the show, everyone. So we talked a lot about the past. So now I want to kind of change gears and talk more about the future because you guys have some exciting stuff coming up. Your new EP that you're working on is called Envy. You kind of briefly touched on a few things. I want to know, what else can you say that's different, or what can your fans expect from this new EP? Like, elaborate a little more.
Yeah, a level of musicianship that definitely doesn't show in the first one. A level of production that doesn't show. It just sounds like Dovecage grew up. Like, we left the
Gotcha.
nest. Like, it sounds tight.
one of our singles has 6 harmonies in the chorus.
It does.
Wow.
We had to actually upgrade equipment so we can play this stuff live, but we wanted to make sure everything is absolutely spot on, and we're definitely that balance between punk and metal and rock. We want to be right in that range, and we
Gotcha.
kind of play tug of war to make sure that we don't go too metal, too punk, too anything. We just we have a sound that we know we like, and man, it's been months and months of writing.
Wow.
I can tell you the leads in it. I challenged myself, and I wanted to make sure that it was something that I had to practice hard to be able to play, and I think it very much so paid off.
Yeah, we're definitely all challenging ourselves too. I mean, Kiara, she had to do so many takes on so many things while we were recording this EP. Like, but she hung in there, and then she ended up getting like
A sinus infection. Yeah, right after recording.
Oh man.
Like, I just saw something today, and again, our man right here, Zach, he doesn't give himself enough credit on
You're so stupid
anything.
talented.
I just saw something online today that said, like the 8 best drummers in Charlotte, and it's like vote for your best drummer. And I was like, this guy is literally number 1 or number
Without a
2 in
doubt.
Charlotte and doesn't get the credit.
You'll hear it in
Yeah,
these
that's
songs.
awesome. That's
We
cool.
were like, hey, how can we push Zach out of his comfort zone and play like we know he can play? So
I almost commented, man. I was about to be like, my boy ain't on there.
Yeah.
This is
come
bad.
on.
And I think every single song has like a different sound to it. You know, sometimes with writing an album, some songs can kind of mesh into each other. But I feel like with this one, there's something for everyone. And I feel like
Gotcha.
that's like the main goal is, you know, even if like me, if you listen to jazz and you hear something on the album and you're like, oh, you know what? Or the EP, sorry, you know what? Like, I think that, listen,
LP.
I think this is so cool. So I think each song is going to bring something different, which is really, really cool. And the production company that we've been working with,
Yeah, give him a shout out.
Pangea Productions with Jordan and Kelly, they have been incredible, and they've been so patient, and they're just so much fun to work with. So we know we're in good hands with them. So we're really excited to see.
They got our vision. They were like,
Yeah.
however long it takes, let's just make sure it sounds like the best.
Mhm.
That's cool. Very nice. So in season 1, I had David Alexander from Carousel Kings on the show, and we talked about how when he started, everyone asked, what's your band goal? At what point do you think, oh, we made it? And they all said Warped Tour. When we play Warped Tour, then we know we're a good band. And they achieved it, and they played many times. So I want to ask you guys, what's some of your band goals?
We're gonna round robin this or something like.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Zach, what's your goal, buddy?
Shoot. I mean, honestly, just it's probably corny, but just to play music and enjoy it and have it well received. I mean, I think that first EP we put out was, people liked it, and I think that pushed us to kind of put in more effort, challenge ourselves musically, really do the best we can on this next one. I just want to keep pursuing that, to be honest.
Very
For
cool.
me, it was, and I say it every damn time we play, 1 or 1,000, no matter how many people are there, like same show, got to give it the same energy. And the goal for me is just whatever we write, I want to see that 1 or that 1,000 singing it back to us.
Gotcha.
That's happened a couple times, and we're like, yeah.
You're spot on that. I think we all love what we do, and what keeps this band, we continue to grow every day as a band, and I think our fan base, and as we come together, it just all continues to grow based on the sole fact that it's not pushed, it's not synthesized, it's authentic.
Yeah, it sounds the same.
No matter what happens, how far it goes, we have a ball doing it, and we want to keep having a ball with people doing it. That's kind of the point of Dovecage, is just to have a great time with as many people as we can.
That's like the best part, is that I don't think any of us are necessarily like, we're not like, oh, we want to be famous, we want to sell out shows. Like, it sounds weird, but we don't necessarily have a goal that we're working towards, and I think that works in our favor, because we're not pushing ourselves to, we're not stressing ourselves out, we're not forcing ourselves to, push marketing and push this and push that. We're just enjoying, having fun and playing music, and we're like a family. We're pretty cool. So like, it's just nice.
I'd say
That's
when
awesome.
like Haley Williams calls.
Well, actually, Tim, your comment made me think about an experience I just had when I was in Vegas. I got to go out to eat with Marco DeSantis the guitarist from Sugarcoat.
That's awesome. I've got actually the bass player's pick behind me, Aiden's pick.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
They're pretty cool guys.
Yeah, they are, and they've done a lot of great stuff. They've toured with Weezer, Green Day, like you name it. So when I was eating with Marco, I just asked him. I said, "Hey, man, out of all the bands that you've played with and that you've seen, is there any kind of common denominator between the bands that became successful?" And he said, yes, actually. In his opinion, from all the bands that became successful, he said the common denominator was no matter who was in the audience, how many, 1 person, 10 doesn't matter. They always played as if they played it in front of like a sold out arena. They always gave it their all. And he said every band that came out of that Southern California pop punk scene, all the ones that became successful had that mentality. So, Tim, when you said that, I just thought, oh man, that's awesome, because that's what Marco said from Sugarcoat.
And we've 100% always said the same thing. It doesn't matter. Same energy. We do our little rituals beforehand, and then, you know, it doesn't matter. Like the last show that we just had was a really big crowd, and we had fun with it, and it gets us amped up a little bit more when there's more people there, but it doesn't matter because that 1 person that's there, that 5 people or that 10 people that's there, they're there to see us or the other bands or whatever, or they know of some version of being there for us or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to be our fan, or we want them to like their experience. They paid to see the show, so let's give them the damn show.
And I'll tell you, it's definitely, as a band, we all agree the show doesn't start when we go on stage. It starts when we walk in the venue. So
Oh yeah, all day long.
We enjoy walking in, and as soon as we're in, we're in the Dovecage persona. Like that's
cool.
how it is, and I think that's half the battle right there. We love doing it.
Very nice. Zach, in one of the last interviews you did, you had mentioned that you would like to play in Jersey one day.
Yeah.
And I actually live in Jersey, so I'm going to say, if you're going to up this way, let me know.
Well, that's where all my family is. I'm from New Jersey.
Oh, where are you from?
Like Bridgeton, Vineland, like south.
Oh, that's South Jersey. Yeah, that's near Philly. I'm up north. I live in Passaic.
You're not from Wildwood?
No, not
Oh, that's cool.
Not quite. But yeah, all my family, a lot of my friends are still up there. I would love to get up there and play a show sometime.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm North Jersey, so I'm like 9 miles from Manhattan.
Okay, heck yeah, that's awesome.
Nice.
Maybe we can hook it up sometime.
Yeah, there you go. So, but that made me think when I was listening to your answer, where would you really like to play? Like, what are some of your places? I know you said you don't really think about a lot of your goals, but where are some venues or some places that you just really want to play?
I think all of us want to play our homes, right? I want to play Jersey. I know you want to play Grand Rapids. I want to play Detroit.
Yeah, and it's not about the venue. It's more for the people. I don't.
Gotcha.
I could play. We could set up 15 PAs and all of our stuff out front right now of our warehouse and play for all of our friends and family, and that would be the best thing.
That's cool.
And they're the ones who are always there every single show too. So for me, like just to play for them, that's great.
I know one I'd love. There's that radio station that always plays us over in the UK. There's that guy. Yeah.
Oh,
wish we knew. There's a radio station.
gnetradio.com.
Yeah.
That's over in the UK. They love
Rob.
the music.
Shout out to Rob.
Oh, that's cool.
He plays this all the time, so I think that'd be super cool to play out there.
Yeah, I think actually he's going to debut the single that we've been. Well, it's not a single, but it's going to be the first song off of the EP that has the music video. He's going to debut it first before anybody else. So.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And,
awesome. Well, if you guys got a fan base there, we should talk since I do shows in London.
Nice. Yeah. He was playing us religiously, but I think everyone got sick of not. So we're like, all right, we gotta get something out.
Do you have a venue in Jersey that you want to play at?
The Jersey venue.
Yeah, the Jersey.
See, like most of mine are closed down, like Churchill's and Fort Lauderdale, and
See, I'm from New
People
York,
play,
so like everywhere in New York would be good.
Oh, you're from New York? Oh, that's cool. What part?
here it comes.
Let
it out.
I'm from Poughkeepsie.
No way. Oh, my brother lives in New Windsor, not too far from Poughkeepsie.
That's crazy. It's such a small little. And my mom's from
cool.
Manhattan, and my whole family's over there. So.
Oh, that's cool. So you guys need to try to play the chants then, man.
Let's go.
Hey,
Let's go.
Road trip.
who's paying for the?
She already said she would.
Not for the way
Yeah,
I make smoothies.
we'll go other places when gas goes below 3 something.
Mhm.
For now, we're just sticking regional North
Yeah.
Carolina,
There we go.
North Carolina,
We got you into it now.
South Carolina, Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Very cool. So I'm going to end this up the same way I end all my shows, with the same question. I want to ask each of you, what would you like to say to your fans?
Jerry, you want to start that? I know you got it ready.
We have fans?
I do.
Honestly,
band?
I think the biggest thing is we absolutely love you guys. Like the fact that we can write things and put our heart into stuff that means something to us and it means something to other people. That's the craziest feeling in the world, being able to go out in front of people. So if you're a fan, you haven't seen us live, please come see us. I think that's the first thing. Because that's
local.
Oh my goodness. If you like our music and recording, we want to see you at a show. We want to talk to you. We want to know what you like about it. And if you don't have that opportunity, we're going to send you more music as soon as we can, because we want to share that feeling however we can.
Yeah.
Just thanks for the support, and keep pushing us to do to put out more music and to do better than the last time every time. Thank you.
Tim?
Nice. Tim?
Man, I'm going dark. I'm going dark side on this. I love every single one of them. I do. But show up, show out, support local, and just keep pushing us to be better. Demand more. Don't just settle for the weekender cover bands and tribute bands and all that. People don't realize how much you actually put into it and how much amazing music is actually out there that's underground. And you gotta show up for it. You gotta support it, because I mean, you could go out to a million tribute bands every single weekend, and that's what the shows will then start promoting, because that's what people are coming in for. But if you show up, you never know who's the next Nirvana, the next Anti-Flag, the next Green Day. Yeah, I did that. But you never know. You don't know unless you go to the show and support them. Because if you don't get the support, they don't continue to play.
Gotcha.
I
Very
would
true.
say thank you for accepting me into the band, because I know, when things changed, I wasn't sure what kind of, I guess, reaction I would get, but every show, people come up and they are so sweet and they're so kind and just energetic, and it makes me really happy, because I feel like I found like a nice little place. Like it's just really cool to be accepted, and thank you guys so much for that, and come give us some love.
Well, we'll add on, if you have formal complaints, you can you can post them to us, you can email them, put it on social media.
Send them to me.
I'll
That's
answer
a
that.
bad idea.
Yeah, no,
Very
that's
cool. So we talked about how you guys are going to be playing my show on December 10th in Charlotte at Tommy's Pub. What other shows do you guys got coming up that you want people to know about?
We got the Rooster on January 28th in Gastonia. It's a brand new venue. Shout out to those guys. They're killing it already, which is great. They pass it to me, but I'm the one who's preaching like the local and all that crap. So another local venue that's just started up, that's getting locals in there to play and original non-cover bands to play, which is fantastic. So we'll be there January 28th. I can't remember who we're playing with. Do you remember? Some fantastic bands.
They were really good too.
Yeah, if we could pull it up, I'd give them a shout out, but I can't remember right now.
It'll be on social media soon, and
Yeah.
I mean, we're booking like crazy. We literally deep dove into this last set of songs that are coming out, so now we're coming up for air, and we're gonna start playing a lot. So everybody, if you want to see us, get on social media and just be ready.
And tell us where you want us to play, because that's the hardest thing, is finding places to play. We're like, let's just go to this place.
Very cool, guys. So for everyone at home, thank you so much for watching. I'll have a link down below to the band's social media, so you can keep in touch with them. Last thing, before I let you guys go, you guys had made a comment about me and Tim about who has the better hair. So for those watching, please comment and let us know who has the better hair.
Hey, listen, I got the two-tone black and silver. Not spiked up right now.
Oh,
It is.
all right.
Dang, let's go.
Guys, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Have a good one.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.